want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Yeah, we ran out of patience. Boil up with the cold hard hatred. I can feel the vibration. Feet in the streets, it's a new sensation. I wanna break faces on the pavement. I wanna make greatness look complacent. Adrenaline awakened, I can taste it. We can make an impact, grab and then take it. Like a disease, bring them to their knees. They fit their disease. Just like a weed.
Finally, Mother Nature said, all right, you've had enough of the cold. I'll give you some nice weather over the weekend. Finally, Mother Nature decided to be kind to everyone, at least on the East Coast. And it is Sunday, and on the seventh day, God rested because DJ Storms came in and said, don't worry, big man, I got this. Now, if you don't know who I am, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm the one and only DJ Storms, and I would like to welcome each and every single one of you to a very special edition Sunday stream. We are streaming live on 4 different platforms across 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different accounts. We are rocking and rolling as per usual here on the DJ Storms show. This is the official rewind for WWE Backlash 2023. Now, if you don't know some of the names that they call me, well, they call me Mr. Controversy and the operator of the best damn Twitter handle. No. Oh, shit. Do you smell that? Yo, Earl, do you know what that is?
That's just pure motherfucking excellence.
Oh my God, you are damn right. Your motherfucking excellence. Known to mankind. Best damn Twitter handle known to mankind, and don't you forget it. Like I said, the official rewind for WWE Backlash 2023, which of course streamed live last night on the Peacock, that is. Get your mind out of the gutter, you fucking savages. And as you can see, I am not here alone. I pretty much spoiled my guest, but after all this time, I think you already know who this man is. He is part of the head of the wrestling department here at the Hardcore Sports Channel. He is the creator of the Wrestling Experience, a lifelong wrestling fan, DJ Storms posse member, and a solid number 2 underneath me because I'm number 1. No disrespect, but when it comes to me, I'm the best. But this man is a solid number 2. And he's my favorite number 2. Please help me welcome back to the channel, the stream, the show, once again, my man, Mr. Earl Cole. How you doing, my man? How you doing?
Hello, everyone. And, of course, if you don't know who I am, here is...
Now with the hottest show in the universe, The Wrestling Experience, with your host, Earl Cole.
Acknowledge me.
Coming at you with all the dope shit, freshest WWE content, and also the AEW. You are now watching The Experience, The Wrestling Experience. Now with your host, Earl Cole.
Yes, ladies, very titillating. And it just never gets old, ladies and gentlemen. It never gets old. I love doing that signature. I love coming in that way. And I think that's the best way to come in. Ladies and gentlemen, spring has sprung. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. And the WWE has sprung their first pay per view offering of May. And ladies and gentlemen, last night was interesting. It was solid. It was entertaining. It was, well, there were two matches that I felt that, well, the booking just didn't do justice for it. But anyway, we're going to discuss that and so much more here today on DJ Storm's Brand. I am very glad to be here, ladies and gentlemen. As you all know, I am the host of the Wrestling Experience. Each and every Thursday night, I bring on a guest and we entertain you like nobody else's business. Ladies and gentlemen, on my show, DJ Storms will be returning to my show this Thursday night, and we're gonna entertain you like nobody's business because that's what we do here on our channels and all, of course, across the platforms of all social medias. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, um, I am glad to be here today for Backlash because it's something that we're going to be discussing today. We're going to be discussing this a lot. The Puerto Rican crowd was absolutely great last night. San Juan embraced WWE action, and they really brought home the goods. So nasty build, terrible build for this pay per view. But again, 3 years in a row, we've got a solid Backlash. So anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you take the good and take the bad. And that's what it is. So I am glad to be here with all of you. I'm glad to be here, and I'm very proud to be a friend of DJ Storms, and I'm glad to be a supporter of him because his brand is hot, he's hot, his audience is hot, and of course, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't support this gentleman, then you have a problem because then you have a problem with me, and you don't want that. Oh, you do not want that at all. No, 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 no. You don't want that. So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you subscribe to him, you subscribe to me, and you subscribe to the Hardcore Sports Network. We greatly appreciate it. We hope that you have a great weekend. We hope that you had a great Sunday. And we're here to entertain you here today. So, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue, you can find me on social media very simply. You can follow me on Twitter at WWE Earl C. That's WWE Earl C. On Instagram, you can follow me at EarlC99, or you can make me a friend on Facebook. And of course, I just may invite you to join the DJ Storm Posse page, which I am a senior administrator of the page. I bring you news, rumors, and reports each and every week that the airport is open, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, like I said before, I'll say it again, I am the host of the Raw Watch Along, which happens every Monday night. You can watch me do my thing with Jeffrey Turner every Monday night. Then you can roll over Thursday night when you join me again on the Wrestling Experience. And ladies and gentlemen, this Wednesday I will be live as well this Wednesday because we're going to be doing AEW Dynamite. We're going to be doing AEW Dynamite on the Hardcore Sports Network. We're going to be doing a watch along. So join me for that because it will be Rage in the Cage. It will be John Moxley taking on Kenny Omega in a 15-foot high steel cage from the Little Caesars Arena in downtown Detroit, Michigan. Do not miss that. It's going to be a barn burner of a match, just like the card is as well. So, DJ Storms, I'm here for you. I want to thank you again for inviting me. I'm looking forward to this. Let's get in this ring and let's do our thing.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Mr. Earl Cole. Like Earl Cole said, go check out all of his links. They are in the description. You can follow me on social media at HistoryMakerDJS. That is at HistoryMakerDJS, both on Twitter and Instagram. You can add me on Facebook as well. For collaborations and business inquiries, please send me an email. My email is StormsTakeOver@gmail.com. Please like the official DJ Storms business page. And just like Earl, I may just send you an invite to join the official DJ Storms Posse group on Facebook, where only the elite members of the DJ Storms Posse reside. It is extremely vital that you show support because DJ Storms, I am the hottest thing going in the IWC. Ain't nobody can measure up. Maybe Earl Cole, but you know, he's stealing my gimmick a little bit with the sunglasses. To which I will say this. I am going to be aboard the mothership on Thursday because I will be joining the Wrestling Experience on Thursday, May 11th at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Special shout out to Tommy Fierro and everyone involved at ISPW and 80s WrestleCon because that's where I was yesterday. I was there all freaking day, all day from 10 a.m. to 8:30 p.m. It was an absolutely unbelievable convention. All the legends came out in support. Papa Shango and Bret Hart and fucking Sergeant Slaughter and Tony Atlas. Val Venus was also there. Fandango decided to take a stop towards 80s WrestleCon as well. And I did my LFU, the Lightning Flash update, live from 80s WrestleCon. It was fantastic. We were rocking and rolling. We had some special guest appearances, including Dave LaGreca of Busted Open Radio, Crowbar. We also had Maven, former Tough Enough champion. We had Rick Recon. We had ISPW Tri-State champion GKM, and we had 5-time ISPW world champion Ace Darling. It certainly was a barn burner of a Lightning Flash update. If you missed it, go and check it out. We went over Raw, SmackDown, and Dynamite. We also went over numerous news, rumors, and reports. It was great. I had a fun time. Cannot wait to do it again next year. And ISPW, they are rocking and rolling this month because they got 5 more shows this month. I will be at 2 of them. I'm going to be at the one in Montclair on May 19th. And I'll be at the one in Woodland Park, New Jersey on May 27th. Cannot wait to do more ISPW content. And I should have the ISPW Rock and Wrestling Part 4, because this was the 4th year that they did this. The Rock and Wrestling Show Part 4, that is going to be going up hopefully by the end of this week, maybe by Friday, if I can get to editing correctly, because I got to edit it and I got to promote it. And yes, Final Hoss, Maven was fucking hilarious. Maven's awesome. But I will hopefully have that vlog video up by Friday. And then, of course, this Saturday, LFU, as per usual. Plenty more content coming in the month of May. And I want to make a special announcement because seeing that the JV Thunder drum covers have been so successful, they've been immensely successful, we got ourselves a very special edition video coming to you guys 1 week from today. The Lost Rundown for WrestleMania 35. It was 4 years ago where JV Thunder did a very special performance. I'm not going to tell you of what song. We will get into that a little bit later on. But a very special performance by JV Thunder where we did a Where's Thunder series, and I had to go on a search to find him. I know Earl knows what I'm talking about. It was supposed to culminate for the rundown for WrestleMania 35, but due to copyright issues, we could not post it. I kept it hidden away for 4 years for this very moment. So you're going to see a very special performance that never aired. The rundown for WrestleMania 35 that was supposed to air 4 years ago, it never aired. It is going to be exposed to the public, and it is going to be a sight to behold. Look out for that legitimately next Sunday. Trust me, you are not going to want to miss it. Of course, be sure that you like the stream, share it out on all platforms, social media, whether it be on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Tumblr, Snapchat, or TikTok, whatever social media platforms that you may be using, because you got to get everyone. You got to get everyone talking, because Earl Cole and DJ Storms, we are live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on Twitter. We're live on Twitch. We are rocking and rolling. It is the hottest duo. We go together like tacos and Tuesdays. You are not going to want to miss a moment of what we're going to be talking about today. And of course, hit the subscribe button. Subscribe to my channel. We are over 2,100 subscribers. Subscribe to Earl's channel. We're over 300 subscribers on his channel. And subscribe to the Hardcore Sports channel. We are nearing 600 subs. And we are going to be taking it, just like Cameron Grimes, we're taking this shit to the moon. So, you guys already know the drill. Hit the subscribe button and hit that notifications bell with a huge coup de grace. That way, you will know whenever I pop up on YouTube. Because whenever I pop up on YouTube, oh, baby, it is the best time to be on YouTube. And do you know why? Because it is the only time that you won't get to see this glorious sideburn shin strap combination and this beautiful mustache right here. Yo, Earl, do you know what time it is?
Oh, yes, it's comb time.
Oh, yeah, baby. This beautifully crafted magical ace comb. And we're going to light it up right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter with a little and a dash of and a whole lot of because like hot, fresh, succulent pierogies right out of the oven, I am just so good. I'm the tastiest snack in the IWC, and everybody wants a piece of the Storms Meister. Anyway, enough of the chit-chat, enough of the self-brand promotion and advertisements. We're going to get straight into the show. And just like Earl said, it's becoming a reoccurring thing nowadays. The build towards Backlash, it was lazy, it was lackluster, it was virtually non-existent, and WWE pretty much squandered all of their momentum that they had coming out of WrestleMania 39, which some people are calling a top 5 WrestleMania overall. And to be quite honest with you, I would not look at you weirdly. I mean, look at the matches that we had scattered across all 2 nights. We had the IC title triple threat match. That was great. Hell in a Cell. Roman and Cody was a great fucking match. Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens and the Usos. Dom and Rey Mysterio. Charlotte and Rhea Ripley, even though I can't fucking stand the bitch Charlotte Flair, she put on a fantastic match with Rhea Ripley. It's very hard to deny that. Rollins and Logan Paul, excellent. Excellent stuff. And WWE took that momentum and poof, it all went up in smoke. They did not follow up correctly whatsoever, and everything just completely fell flat as soon as Monday Night Raw started, immediately following WrestleMania Night 2. They pretty much put all their eggs in the WWE draft basket, which now it's ultimately going to look like a complete fucking waste of time because you got fucking SmackDown superstars competing for a Monday Night Raw championship, as if WWE is supposed to completely forget about the rules of the draft. And they make their fans look like a bunch of fucking retards. But regardless, I think it's safe to say that when WWE just lets their talent go out there and wrestle, when they let their talent go out there and showcase to everyone what they are truthfully capable of, the shows will ultimately turn out to be very, very good. And that's exactly what we got last night in San Juan, Puerto Rico. It helped that the crowd was fucking hyped up. I wish we had that energy for every single show that WWE produces here in the United States. I get that San Juan doesn't get WWE action all that often, but I mean, holy shit. If you're going to go to a wrestling show, make some fucking noise. Make some fucking noise. Puerto Rico, they fucking brought the energy from start to finish. Excellent, excellent stuff. In all honesty, Puerto Rico, honestly, they made Backlash feel like it was WrestleMania. They brought the energy that WrestleMania had. And that right there, I cannot shit on them for that. And every single individual that competed on the show, they fucking brought it. And we had a lot of standouts on this show. And I truthfully, I cross my fingers. I pray in the name of the Father, Son, Holy Spirit that WWE is listening to some of the reactions that some of these stars got, and they're paying attention to the performances that some of the superstars put forth at Backlash. Specifically, Io Sky, Bronson Reed, Zelina Vega, she's up there, Damian Priest as well. I really, really hope that WWE is keeping an eye on those individuals specifically. Even some of the winners on this show, some of the losers, excuse me, the losers on the show, even some of the losers were winners in certain cases. And we're going to talk about that. Let's start off with Io Sky and Bianca Belair. They kicked off the show for the Raw Women's Championship. And I think it's safe to say that they picked the best match possible to kick off the show. These two women, they're straight out of NXT. Straight out of NXT Black and Gold. The real NXT. The NXT that should have been what the main roster was all about. But ultimately, Vince McMahon dismissed it because he didn't create it. But Bianca Belair and Io Sky, if you were to take this and you were to put it on an NXT takeover, it would fit like a glove. This was NXT Black and Gold through and through. Now we're going to go over everything that went into it. As soon as we go over all of the happenings in this match, just let me take a sip of my water. So the crowd was actually heavily into Io. They were actually booing Bianca throughout the entire match. Now, I know that some people are wondering why. It's quite simple. It's quite simple. I have two reasons as to why the crowd was cheering Io and booing Bianca. Now, I think it's more of the second reason than the first reason, but we're going to name these two reasons anyway. The first reason is because as good as Bianca is, as good as she is, WWE has done nothing to keep Bianca Belair's Raw Women's title reign interesting. They have done nothing to keep her title reign interesting. Her title reign, while filled with great matches, she's had great matches with Becky, with Asuka, with Bayley, everybody. She had great matches with everyone. And you know what? I appreciate the fact that Bianca Belair is being focused on, and she is probably the biggest star to be created outside of the four horsewomen in the women's division. I appreciate the fact that you're giving Bianca a lengthy title reign. I like long title reigns. Title reigns should have a lengthy feel to them, and we should get a lot of substance within said title reign. So I'm happy about that. I'm happy that they're actually building a title reign to be long and credible. But at the end of the day, the storylines and the character development of Bianca Belair has really been stale. That's pretty much it. As good as Bianca is, this babyface run that she has been on has just been so fucking lame. And it's not even that Bianca's a bad babyface. It's the fact that WWE does not know how to book certain talent. Bianca Belair, as a babyface, she has not been given the opportunity to showcase to us what she can really do. She feels like every other typical stereo babyface that we've seen booked throughout WWE history. She's smiling, she's twirling her braid, she's acting like a fucking happy-go-lucky nerd. She needs to be, if we got serious, determined, driven Bianca Belair, and she was still a babyface, that would work. That would work no problem. We need a Bianca Belair that is stern, that is focused, that is determined, that is serious, that is motivated, and she's not always walking around acting like a fucking smiling buffoon. That's what we need. We need a serious Bianca Belair. You don't have to turn her heel, but at least make her more determined and serious. She comes off as a happy-go-lucky loser way too much. She's like one of those fucking little girls that's skipping down the street. One of those classic little girls from the fucking 1980s or the 1990s in those fucking chocolate bar commercials. Oh yeah, I just ate a Reese's or some shit like that. I don't fucking know. But she's like skipping through meadows of daisies and shit like that. We don't need that. So at the end of the day, Bianca Belair, as good as she is, WWE does not know how to book a stern, serious babyface, and they don't know how to book long title reigns to be intriguing and interesting. The last long title reign that I can honestly tell you was interesting and actually had a fresh feel to it was Adam Cole's NXT Championship title reign. He held that title for 400 days, and no one was sick of Adam Cole. I didn't hear one fucking complaint over that because Adam Cole is just that good. On top of that, the last time that I could remember that a long title reign was good before Adam Cole was probably CM Punk's WWE title reign. That title reign easily should have gone into WrestleMania 29. Easily. They didn't do it. They had the fucking Rock beat him. But at the end of the day, People are just sick and tired of Bianca Belair because of the way that WWE has handled her. That's the first reason. Now, the second reason, and this is the reason why I feel as though Bianca was booed and Io was cheered, is because people, they know how good Io is, and they're ready for Io to finally get her just due after being on the main roster for over a year and being poorly booked in Damage Control. If I was to tell you what is Triple H's biggest failure as chief content creator, it is Damage Control. They have been booked like a jobber faction right down to a T. And people, let me tell you something. This ain't no fucking dumbass crowd in the middle of bumblefuck Indiana that we're talking about. This is San Juan, Puerto Rico. These are real wrestling fans. They know how good Io is. They know how good Bianca is, but they know how good Io is. And if anything, people can make an argument that Io is one of the best women's wrestlers in the world. Easily top 3. It's Mercedes Moné and then Io right underneath Mercedes. And Io, being as good as she is, people know that she should be booked better. She deserves better. The people were ready for Io to finally get her just due after going through nearly a year of shit booking along with Damage Control. If anything, Damage Control is worse off together than they are separate. They're 3 losers, and people were ready for Io to finally break out. So that's why Bianca was booed and Io was cheered. But before we get into the actual match, what are your thoughts on that, Earl?
Okay, that was a lot to dissect. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, here's the thing. Here's the thing with Bianca. Here's the thing with last night's match. The match was okay, but here's the problem that I had. The match is going good. This is the problem with WWE, and I hate when they do this. I'm sick of when they do this. When something is good, why do you always have to book bullshit shenanigans? Why is that? Because here's the thing. I had thought the match was going good. Io Sky looked like she was going to win the match and everything was going good. Then you come up with these shenanigans. First you bring out the clown. Then you bring out the balloons. Then the this, then the that. Everything is shenanigans. Why do you have to do shenanigans? Why can't you just let the two of them go out there and be a barn burner? Why do you have to go out there and put in shenanigans? It's not necessary. And let me tell you something. Shenanigans really destroyed Io's momentum in this match. It really destroyed it because she was doing good in the match. She was holding her own. She was doing good. She was going against Bianca. They were going back and forth in the match. And then all of a sudden, why do you need Damage Control out there? Why did you have to book that in the match? Why is that necessary? Why is shenanigans always have to be in a match? Why can't you just do things clean? Why can't you do this thing? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. But I for one am tired of the shenanigans. I don't like it. I think it's disgusting. I think it ruins the momentum of the match. It takes away the mystique of the match. It just ruins the whole ambiance of the match. Because when something is good, leave it alone. Leave it alone. You don't need shenanigans. It's just like in Roman Reigns' matches. You don't need shenanigans. It's not necessary. It is not necessary.
I understand why they did it. That much I will say. They did it because we're probably going to be building towards an Io versus Bayley match, and hopefully, cross my fingers, that is when Io is really going to break out, and she is going to branch out on her own. She's going to beat Bayley, and hopefully Io Sky is going to be positioned to be either Raw or SmackDown Women's Champion, depending on what they do with her, depending on who the champion is.
No,
Whether it be Bianca or Rhea.
Yeah, no, I understand what you're saying, DJ. I get it complicitly. But what I'm saying to you is you could do that cleanly. You could have done that cleanly without shenanigans. It's not necessary. It really isn't necessary. And I, as a wrestling fan, I've been a wrestling fan now for almost 3 decades, and I don't believe in I don't believe in every match have to have shenanigans in it. It's not necessary. It is not necessary. I understand you're trying to build towards something. I understand you're trying to book something and you want to get a new feud going, or you want to spark this, you want to plant this kind of seed, but you do not need shenanigans. It's not necessary. I don't think it's necessary. As far as Bianca Belair goes, she needs something refreshed in her character, and I agree with you at 100%. Either a heel turn or some kind of refresh or some kind of retool. Something needs to
She
happen
should have
with
lost the
Bianca.
title. She should have lost
Right.
the title.
Yeah. Io Sky should have won the match. She was getting close to that crescendo. It was getting close to that crescendo. But again, WWE always ruins a good thing by building shenanigans. It's a never ending. We all know that ending was done by Vince McMahon. We all know that. He always was with these shenanigans. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I'm not a fan of it at all, and I'm getting fed up with it. And I think it's just completely not necessary. But other than that, the match was good. The
Yeah.
match was great. The match was
That was
fantastic.
fantastic, actually.
Yeah, the match was fantastic. The match was fantastic.
Second best match on the show.
Yes. And the chemistry in the ring was great. Everybody played their part well in the match. The match was great. I had no issues with it. The only issue I had with it was the end with the shenanigans. And as I said before, I said again, I'm a kind of guy where I like clean things. I don't like to see somebody come in the ring and interfere and the referee's distracted or the wrestler's distracted. You just take away the nuance of the match. Just leave it alone. There's a song that goes, "Leave a tender moment alone." Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Just let it grow naturally. What happened to growing naturally in matches? Why do you always have to have shenanigans in the match? It's not necessary.
But this is WWE, you got to remember.
Yeah. No, I know who I'm dealing with. I know who I'm dealing with. I grew up on this company. I already know what they're like. But anyway, I digress. Regardless, the match was good.
So, going into this match, Io worked on the arm of Bianca. Energy was electric here. Rolling stomp by Io. Bianca mounted a comeback with a one-armed military press slam. Io went face first into the mat. Handspring moonsault for a 2. Io hung Bianca's arm over the top rope. Springboard missile drop kick. Io shoved Bianca off the top. Or Io was shoved off the top by Bianca. And then Bianca went for a 450 splash. Io got the knees up, and Io locked in a crossface. Bianca powered up. Io delivered a face buster. That got a 2. Bianca was then sent to the floor. Io with a kick to the gut. Io with a beautiful moonsault off the top onto Bianca. Back in the ring, cover by Io. Bianca kicked out. Belair with a powerbomb to Io off the middle rope. That looked very, very nice. Damage control then came out. Io nearly rolled up Bianca for the win after Dakota Kai distracted Bianca. Bayley went in the ring, and Kai kicked Bianca right behind the referee's back. Io, she went for the moonsault, but the referee caught Bayley holding Bianca's braid. Io went for the moonsault, and she missed. Bianca with the KOD, and Bianca Belair retains in what was a fantastic match. The story was there. We had a story and seed being planted for a potential Io versus Bayley match. I don't know when that's going to happen, probably at SummerSlam, but I'm not sure if they're going to wait that long. Maybe they do it at Money in the Bank. But either way, Io clearly is ready to break out. And even in defeat, I really hope that people in management are paying attention, because Io Sky, she came off like a woman that should be leading the division by herself, without damage control and without any hesitation whatsoever. If anything, I would have given her the fucking title. I would have honestly given her the fucking title. But Bianca Belair, she retains. Fantastic match. If you were to tell me, now again, Charlotte and Rhea, they hold the accolade for the best women's match of the year thus far. No matter how much of a greedy piece of shit Charlotte Flair is, she gave us a match of the year candidate. But if you were to tell me that Io Sky and Bianca was the best women's match of the year, you know what? I would not look at you weird whatsoever, because those two women fucking brought it for nearly 20 minutes. They fucking killed it. And that right there, that is to be respected. Now, what happens with the Raw Women's Championship? I'd like to hope that a trade will go down. If you want to, I would make two trades. I would have the Street Profits traded for the Judgment Day, because you want to keep the married couples together, and Bianca and Montez Ford, they are married. So trade the Street Profits to Raw. Street Profits, they can go to Raw, and the Judgment Day, they can go to SmackDown. Then you can trade Bianca and Rhea over to the opposite brands. Rhea runs SmackDown, Bianca runs Raw. The one thing I do not want to see is a fucking title exchange, because that shit right there, that is probably one of the dumbest things that I have ever seen as a...
they're gonna do it. Oh, I know they're gonna do it.
Please don't put that out there in the universe. I'm
sorry.
I really hope to God that they don't do this fucking title exchange as if they're exchanging fucking t-shirts, or as if they're in fucking kindergarten, and there's two sets of kindergarten classes. There's kindergarten A and kindergarten B. Okay, so here's what's going to happen. For one day, kindergarten B is going to go to kindergarten's A class, and kindergarten A is going to go to kindergarten's B classroom. I hope to fucking God we do not see that. I hope to God we don't see that. I would prefer a trade. They said that trades are going to go down in the draft, so why not trade Bianca to Raw with the Street Profits and trade the Judgment Day with Rhea Ripley to SmackDown? That would make sense. That would keep the titles on them, and that would keep Bianca Belair's Raw Women's title reign intact, and Rhea Ripley and her SmackDown Women's title reign will also be intact. That is the best route to go. I expect nothing else. If we get a title exchange, I'm going to shit all over this just like I previously done in the past. But what do you think is going to happen? I personally hope a trade happens.
No, I mean, I agree with you with the entire assessment. I think a trade should happen here. I'm not a fan of these title exchanges. I don't know why they do it. I don't understand why they do it, but it doesn't make any sense. You might as well just ship the champion over to the brand that they are supposed to represent, and leave it alone at that. She's supposed to represent Raw. The other one's supposed to represent SmackDown. Put it like that and leave it like that. You don't need to exchange the titles like that at backstage or in the ring and make them exchange it and play ring around the posy, catch a toe by the posy. You don't need to do all of that. That is not necessary. That is not necessary here. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. Yeah, but I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly that the titles should be swapped out in a trade, not an exchange.
Now, here's two questions before we move on. When can you see EO fully breaking away from Damage Control? Is it going to happen this Friday on SmackDown, or are they going to wait a few more weeks?
I think the seed needs to be. I think the seed needs to be watered first, and I think it needs to happen, very slowly here and build it up to the crescendo, and then a powder keg explodes. Because here's the thing, she needs to blame Bayley for the loss here. Because if it wasn't for, if it wasn't for Bayley and Dakota coming down and doing their shenanigans, I think Io Sky would have been a champion. I think we would have had a title change. I generally think that was going to happen because she was holding her own in the match. She was doing her thing in the match. But again, like I said before, and I'll say it again, the shenanigans just ruined the ambiance of the whole match. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think what has to happen here is they need to build this up slowly. You don't need to go too fast with this. You have to start building it up. You have to first make her blame her for the loss. Then you start with the feud. Then you start bringing it out. Then you start the resentment phase of of the feud and all of that. So you have to build that up. So I think they should take their time with this and not rush it because you don't want critical elements being lost here in the feud.
Now, the second question before we move on, who does Bianca fight next? See, this is why I said that they should trade Bianca over to Raw, because on Raw, you got some new blood. You got Zoe
Right.
Stark, you got
Right.
Candice LeRae, you got Tegan Knox. So if
Right.
anything, I would like to see one of those women mix it up with Bianca. I would put Candice LeRae in there with Bianca. I would,
Right.
because Candice LeRae, if you guys are unaware, Candice LeRae is a fucking beast in the ring. When
Right.
you allow Candice LeRae to go in there, Candice LeRae is you can easily slot her in as one of the top 10 women's wrestlers in the world. She is phenomenal. Her and Io put on easily the best women's match of the entire year back at NXT TakeOver Toronto 2 in August of 2019. So if you're asking me, I am absolutely putting Bianca on Raw and exchanging her from SmackDown, putting her on Raw, and having Bianca fight some of the new talent. Because then you could very well see what else the women's division is capable of if you let the younger generation, besides the 4 horsewomen, go out there and fucking wrestle. So that's what I'm looking to do. But who's next for Bianca? She's beaten everybody. We're gonna have to get her on Raw to fight the new blood.
Yeah, you're gonna have to because SmackDown there is nothing left. I cannot look in the crystal ball and see somebody else. I mean, who are you gonna put? Shotzi? I mean,
There's only one other name. There's only one other name that I can honestly see fighting Bianca that's on SmackDown, and you're not gonna like it.
Charlotte Flair.
Yep. Fucking Charlotte, the dumb bimbo Flair. Charlotte the green bitch Flair.
Mitch Kofsky was saying once on my show that he thinks that Charlotte will get back that championship at SummerSlam.
Yeah. I think he will. I honestly think she might. I honestly think she might. Why? Because that's all that WWE knows.
Yeah, that's all they know. I mean that is all they know. They don't know anything else. They don't create new stars, ladies and gentlemen. If you're looking for that, you're looking in the wrong direction. You're looking in a very wrong direction.
But we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens
during that. But fantastic match. I would have
Yeah, fantastic match.
I would have given it to EO, but still a fantastic match nonetheless. Perfect
Right.
way to open the show.
Yes.
Seth Rollins. He took on the Nigerian Great Khali. He took on
Wow, 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 wow.
He took on that motherfucker. Omos. Go away, Moss. What's it called? In Puerto Rico, they say uno mas, one more. How about instead of Omos, it's no mas? No mas.
Right.
That's what I want. I want no mas of Omos. No more of
And
Omos.
he is as green as Goosh. Let me stop.
Now, clear as day, this didn't make any fucking sense. Made no fucking sense. Booked legitimately out of thin air. Why? Because Vince McMahon wanted it. But one thing that came out of this match, and this should come as no surprise to anyone, Seth Rollins easily is one of the most, if not the most valuable player that WWE has. He's up there with the top 3, top 5 most valuable players that WWE has. Seth Rollins, dare I say, I can't even believe I'm going to fucking say this. Now, Omos has never had any good matches up to this point. The match with Lesnar, it was not good. It was serviceable. It was tolerable. The match with Braun Strowman and the match with Bobby Lashley, they were not good. They were tolerable. They were tolerable at best. But this match, the first ever good, or at least semi-decent Omos match that we've ever fucking seen. Seth Rollins, listen, there's a lot of great talent on that show, but I don't think that anyone on the roster is going to come close to bringing Omos to this good of a match as Seth Rollins did. Now, it's a very low bar. It's a very low bar, but at the end of the day, Seth Rollins, he fucking went in there and he fucking delivered on his promise to make Omos famous. This is the best match that Omos will ever have throughout the course of his entire WWE career.
And that says a lot.
Watching. And Omos, I will give him just a sliver amount of credit. I will give him a pubic hairs amount of credit because the guy did more than a fucking big boot, a clothesline, and a choke bomb. The guy was actually doing different moves. So good on him. Good on him. And you know what? I don't think anyone else would have brought that out of him other than Seth Rollins. I don't think anyone else but Rollins would have brought it out of him.
Yes.
Honest to God, I think that these guys also had a better match than Lesnar and Cody. And it's not because Lesnar and Cody weren't doing well. It's because the ending fucking ruined everything.
Right.
But I think that this match was actually better than the main event. I can't even believe I'm saying this. Omos had a better match than Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar. What were your thoughts on this before we get into the specifics?
You know, there's nothing I can add to what you just said was true. I mean, I cannot believe that we're sitting here. Ladies and gentlemen, ever since he came into the WWE Omos, we have dumped on this man because he can't wrestle. The guy cannot wrestle. We've made jokes about this man because he can't wrestle. I'm not talking about his character. I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about his in-ring performance. He cannot wrestle. The dude cannot wrestle. So we've been dumping on him ever since. Like, when is this guy going to improve in the room? When is this guy going to... Because all he does is choke slam. You know, kick. He can't do anything else. But last night, man, he can barely walk. It's like pushing sand across the ring. I mean, come on. It's like ridiculous. I mean, come on now. Now, come on now. This is ridiculous. But anyway, last night, for some reason, I don't know what happened. The energy of the crowd and the singing of Rollins brought the best out of Omos. And I almost fell out of my seat. I almost fell on the floor when I was watching. And how he sold everything Rollins gave to him. I was shocked. My jaw
made Omos look like $1 million. Rollins sold the shit out of Omos.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That is exactly what I'm talking about. He made Omos look like a diamond in the rough. I mean, this was absolutely one of the most shocking things I have ever seen come out of Omos match. And Omos's matches have not been stellar. Oh no, not by a long shot. They're not even classics. Okay? So this was shocking. This was shocking. The performance was great. He sold the moves great. Rollins looked like $1 million. He made Omos look like $1 million in the match. And again, like I said before, like DJ Storm says brilliantly, this was the best Omos match I've ever seen before. I mean, what else can I say? What else can I say about this match? The match was great. The match was great. Rollins made him look like $1 million. He stomped the crap out of him in the end from the top rope. He won the match over Omos. Omos looked like in the beginning he was dominant in the beginning, but then the pendulum went back in Rollins' favor. And like I said before, and I'll say it again before I turn it back over to DJ Storm, this match was a punishment match for Rollins. Because I'll give you some backstory here. Now, there was a rumor that he walked out of a production meeting after WrestleMania Raw. He was upset with Vince because of what happened. His promo was cut. They just made him come out there and wave to the audience and go to the back. So McMahon punishes Rollins by putting him in the match with Omos because this match didn't make no sense. The match made no sense. There was no feud in here. There was no build to this. There was nothing. So Vince just put this together as a punishment match for Rollins. And Rollins stuck his middle finger up in the air and he said, you know what, Vince? I don't care what you said. I'm going to make this match look like $1 million. And that's what he did. That's what Rollins did. That is exactly what Rollins. He took adversity. He overcome it, and he souped the crowd up, and the crowd loved every nuance of the match. So I props to props to Rollins, and props to Omos for doing this match.
So, crowd clearly was serenading Rollins with his own theme, and it was loud in there. There was almost 18,000 people in there. Omos cheap shotted Rollins before the bell. Omos then with a shoulder tackle. Rollins sold the shit out of it. He was turned inside out. Rollins was sent to the floor. Rollins then sent Omos into the posts. He delivered one suicide dive. He went back in the ring for a second one. Omos caught him and choke slammed Rollins on the apron. Back in the ring, Omos did a snake eyes and a big boot combination. My God, that's a move that The Undertaker used to do. Omos, you're disrespecting the greatest of all time. Do not ever do that shit again. Dude, come up with your own fucking moves and flop yourself all over the ring embarrassingly on your own terms. Do not try and mimic one of the greatest of all time. Rollins then came in with a springboard knee, and then he drop kicked Omos in the leg. Super kick by Rollins. Omos was bounced headfirst off of the top of the post, the LED post by Rollins. Tornado DDT, and then a frog splash. Omos kicked out at 1. Omos was on his knees. Rollins delivered a flying elbow to Omos in the back of the head. Omos then recovered, delivered a choke slam. Rollins kicked out at 2. Rollins with a stomp. Super kick to MVP. A second stomp. Omos kicked out. The crowd started singing Rollins' song. Rollins then went up to the top rope, and he said, all right, fuck this. I'm ending this. He dove off the top rope with a the first time I've ever seen this. I've seen him do it from the middle rope. I've never seen him do it from the top rope. First time ever, a stomp from the top rope. Omos went headfirst into the mat. 1, 2, 3. Rollins wins. Absolutely the right outcome. The best match of Omos's life, and I don't think anyone is going to bring Omos to a better match than what Seth Rollins did. One thing is for certain here, if Seth Rollins is not your new World Heavyweight Champion at the end of Night of Champions on May 27th in Saudi Arabia, Earl, have you seen the movie Speed?
I've seen some of it.
So I'm going to paint you guys a picture. In the movie Speed, they're driving with the bus, and they got to keep the car above 50 miles per hour, or else the bus is going to fucking blow, right?
Right.
And they're driving on a highway, and one of the cops talked to the chief officer, and he was saying, hey, the bridge is not done. The bridge has not been fully built. And then the chief officer goes, I thought on the map it said it was fully built. And then the officer goes, I think they may have been wrong. I think that there may have been a couple of faulty maps. I don't think they finished building it. So the chief officer, in one of the most iconic movie lines ever, and probably my favorite line of the movie officer goes, and I quote, "You're fired. Everybody's fucking fired." So, so if Rollins is not your new World Heavyweight Champion by the end of Night of Champions, if I'm a member of the board, I am going into the creative room. I am going to every single member of management, and I am going, you're fired. Everybody's fucking fired. Everyone in management should be fired if Rollins is not the new world champion. Rollins is the guy, plain and simple. As far as Omos, dude, I really don't know what else I could say about Omos at this rate. The guy's a waste of roster space. This is what Omos is meant to do. He is legitimately the Great Khali. Omos is the new Great Khali. When Great Khali turned babyface, all he did was lose and lose and lose. That's what
he's also designed to squash jobbers.
He's a giant enhancement talent. That's what he is. He's lost to everybody. He's lost to Lashley, Strowman, Lesnar, and now Rollins. Everybody's beaten him. There is no appeal. And whatever appeal Omos had before he lost to all 4 of those guys, it's gone. It's gone. Whatever
Yes.
little appeal he had is gone. Again, I ask, why is he there? Why is he on the roster? Listen, I don't want anyone to be without a means to support themselves, but what value does Omos pose? Just let him go. Just let him go. Let him go out into the world and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Not in WWE. Not in WWE. He is fucking worthless. He's not going to be a world champion. He's not going to be a U.S. champion or an IC champion. He's not going to be a champion, period. He's worthless. He's lost to everyone. Just fire him.
Hooligan says Omos will be a world champion.
Fucking hooligan. Fucking hooligan, man. Fucking hooligan. Fucking hooligan.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Dude, you're putting that out there in the universe. If Vince McMahon gives this man the fucking world championship, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you.
Yep.
Anyway.
I don't want to see him as champion. I don't want to see him do anything at this point. Like you said before, I'll say it again. He's just taking up air. He's just taking up air,
Yeah.
and I just don't. I don't know what purpose he serves. What purpose does he serve? What purpose?
Nothing. He's a giant jobber.
And I agree with you 100% when you said about Rollins being a champion. I truly believe that I want to put that new championship on Rollins. I would. He is my heavily favorite. He's my favorite pick, and I'm glad that you brought him up. And I'm glad you brought him up as a champion because he deserves it. He deserves it. He's been without a championship for a very long time, and I think this is the time now to bring him to the pay window.
There you go. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Next, we got ourselves the United States Championship triple threat match. This was actually, shockingly, this was the shortest match of the night. Fun match, but it was only about 7 minutes, I would say. Still, not bad at all. And it was Bobby Lashley, Bronson Reed, and Austin Theory for the United States Championship. The unpredictability factor was taken away after Bronson Reed was drafted to Monday Night Raw, while Austin Theory was drafted to SmackDown. So it was clear as day that Bronson Reed was not going to be winning the United States Championship. But regardless, we still got a fun match. So this was some fast-paced action right out of the gate. Theory went to work on Lashley. We had a nice vertical suplex by Lashley. He held Theory up there for a decent amount of time. Theory tripped up Lashley, and Reed came in with a splash across Bobby Lashley's back. Reed and Theory formed a temporary alliance. Reed bulldozed Theory. We had a big spine buster by Lashley to Theory. Theory got some air on this spine buster. He was up there. So afterwards, Lashley hit a spear, and then Reed saved the match. Reed hit a super kick on Lashley. So Bronson Reed pulled out a super kick, which looked very nice. Then, this was nuts over here. Bronson Reed was on the rope, and he springboarded off the rope into a reverse body splash onto Bobby Lashley on the floor. So Bronson Reed was breaking out some new shit in this match, which I very much like to see. We had Lashley recovering, and Lashley locked in the Hurt Lock on Theory. Theory did not tap. He powered up, and then he reversed it into a pin. Lashley had to kick out. Reed came up off the top out of nowhere with a tsunami splash. Theory saved the match. Theory then delivered a rolling blockbuster on Bronson Reed. Reed came back with a power slam. Reed, he was going for Bobby Lashley. And Lashley ended up hitting Bronson Reed with a spear. Austin Theory then threw Lashley out of the ring, and he covered Reed to retain the title. 1, 2, 3. Fun match. Not the best, but a fun match nonetheless. The crowd was very much into it, and they let these guys go out there and just do their thing. I wish it could have gone on a little bit longer, but it was a fun match nonetheless. And Austin Theory right now, He is the man. He is doing that U.S. title very good. Theory winning was the right outcome. And finally, we got ourselves a solid, and I mean a solid United States champion after trying to find out what he wants to do with the U.S. title, trying to figure out what he wants to do with the U.S. title. Triple H finally got himself a solid champion underneath his belt in Austin Theory, and Austin Theory has been doing that title very good. And Theory right now, he is on perhaps one of the best U.S. title reigns of the modern era. Look at who he's beaten. Seth Rollins, Bobby Lashley. He survived the Elimination Chamber, John Cena, and now Bronson Reed. He's run through everyone. And Theory, he right now, Theory's one of the most credible guys on the roster. He's been protected. He has not been pinned. Theory looks great. And that's exactly what we need out of the United States champion. Now, one thing I do want to bring to attention before I hand it over to Earl. Bronson Reed, another standout on this show. Bronson Reed was doing a lot of things that we haven't seen him do in recent months. And I really like to hope that with this showcase, they will be positioning Bronson Reed for a big moment on Monday Night Raw. Hopefully, I would like to say an IC title victory over Gunther. If there's one guy that could easily stand toe-to-toe with Gunther and be credible and take that title from him on Raw, it's Bronson Reed. And that would be the perfect way to really make a new star in Bronson Reed. But Theory right now, Theory's the man. Theory retaining was the right decision. Earl, the floor is yours.
The match was great. The match was okay. It wasn't stellar. It wasn't a classic. I'm not gonna say that. All three men brought it. And I agree with you. Bronson Reed, he really shined in this match. He really did. He brought out some new moves and stuff like that. I really like what he was doing here in the ring here. Retaining the title was, yes, this was the right outcome. This was the right decision. Who's he gonna drop that title to? That's a good question.
I got one.
Yes.
His name is the megastar, L.A. Knight.
Yeah, I can see
that's
that.
Who I'm fucking giving the title to.
I wouldn't mind seeing that at SummerSlam. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I wouldn't mind.
That's where I feel as though Triple H is going. I feel as though Triple H, yeah, he could have had Sheamus beat Gunther, but Sheamus is already a made man. So I do believe that at the end of the day, Triple H is looking towards the future, and he's going to have Bronson Reed on Raw as the IC champion at one point, and he's going to have LA Knight as the US champion at one point, and those two are going to be leading the mid-card divisions. That's how I feel as though things are going down. So if we're going to do LA Knight and Austin Theory, when do you do it, though? Do you do it at Night of Champions? Do you do it at Money in the Bank? Or do you wait till SummerSlam?
I would say build it up until SummerSlam. That's what I would say. I would start planting the seeds now. Start planting the seeds. And then eventually have these two build a crescendo up until SummerSlam.
There you go. And here's the thing. If you want to turn LA Knight babyface, I have no issue with that because he can play both sides. LA Knight can do both. We've seen it in NXT. But I really want to keep the seriousness of LA Knight. Don't make him pander to the crowd too much. Keep him as a serious, stern, keep him as a serious, stern, and a little bit of cocky LA Knight. Keep him like that. That's where he will succeed. Right.
And keep him like that as a babyface.
Yes.
Keep him like that as a babyface. Yeah, keep him like that as a babyface. Build that up. And then the crescendo happens at SummerSlam.
There we go. Oh, by the way, it is also Dee Dee's mom's birthday. Her mom recently passed away.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Her mom passed away last year, so happy heavenly birthday to Dee Dee's mother.
Yes.
Hope that everything is going well with you and your family, Dee Dee. Thank you for all the support. I greatly appreciate you. Moving on here to the next match. We got Rhea Ripley and Zelina Vega. This was for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And realistically, I would probably have to say this was one of the weakest matches on the card. Not to
Yes.
say it was terrible. It was a decent little match, but ultimately it was forgettable. No one's going to be talking about this. It was
Right.
it was just there. It was just kind of there. It wasn't terrible. It was just there.
Would you say
But
it was formulaic?
I wouldn't really say it was formulaic. I would say it was basic. It
Oh,
was
okay.
a basic
Okay.
match. And at the end of the day, really nothing too crazy, nothing to go back and watch. But two things I will say. Number one, this match definitely made Rhea Ripley look like more of a heel because she beat Zelina Vega in her hometown. So that's good heat for her. And number
Right.
two, the reception that Zelina Vega got, combined with the fact that she has gotten a lot better in the ring. I need to give Zelina Vega credit for that. Even though the puta has me blocked, she has me blocked on social media because I called her a sellout because she is. But at the end of the day, Zelina Vega, she has gotten a lot better from where she once was. She was terrible a few years back, but she's gotten better. She looks good. She is probably as good as she's ever been. Really, really good stuff from Zelina Vega here. Her moves were crisp. Her moves were clean. She was doing exactly what she needed to do. And in the end, I cannot really complain about how this match went because this match went exactly how it needed to go. It was not memorable. It didn't need to be. And at the end of the day, people are going to completely skip over this when it comes to the pay-per-view as a whole. But the fact that Zelina's gotten better, that is something to be praised. And I respect Zelina Vega for that. And the reception that Zelina Vega got in her hometown, that standing ovation, that was amazing. And I really wish we would get more moments like that. That moment was fantastic. So before we get into what we're going to get into, what are your thoughts on this overall match?
I again, I always discuss this on Monday Night Raw, on the Raw watch along, with the women's division matches, and how the crowd just doesn't seem to be receptacle to them. Um, I I thought that Selena Vega, when she came out, she had the crowd momentum behind it. But I already knew that she was not winning the championship. That I already knew. I knew that from Jump Street. This was a very easy retainment for Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley is great as a heel. She is great at what she does in the ring as a heel. She knows how to do the heel work. She reminds me of Serena Deeb. She
Yes.
does. She reminds me of a Serena Deeb because Serena Deeb is a heel, ladies and gentlemen. She knows how to be a heel. She channels her inner moolah, does Serena Deeb, and I love that. I love Serena Deeb. I love me some Serena Deeb. But Rhea Ripley in this match, Rhea Ripley, I thought that she did great. She did great. She did great. Everybody played a great part in the match. The match was like you said, it wasn't something I'm gonna watch again. It's not something I want to see again. It was okay for what it was. It was okay. The crowd went for Selena Vega. They had her in the corner. It was good improvement to see her in the ring improving against Rhea. But in the end, it was just too much, and she came up short. But the crowd clapped for her at the end, and she got a moment in the sun. It's not the moment she was looking for, but she did get a moment in the sun, and she got the ovation she deserved from the Puerto Rican crowd.
Yes. So Zelina Vega came out wearing Puerto Rico attire, and she was legitimately crying. That was actually a really, really great reception, unbelievable reception for Zelina Vega, and she probably is going to be telling her fucking children about that after it's all said and done. Absolutely amazing, amazing reception. Vega tried to throw Rhea off her game early on. Zelina Vega, she went for a Hurricane Rana, and Rhea Ripley caught Zelina Vega and power bombed her fiercely, by the way. Rhea Ripley's got one nasty fucking power bomb. So Vega tried to mount the comeback with a couple of forearms. Rhea with a headbutt. Riptide countered into a DDT. Rhea Ripley sold the ever-living shit out of it. Vega, she delivered a 619. She went up to the middle rope, and she delivered a diving Meteora to Rhea Ripley and channeled her inner Sasha Banks right there with the diving Meteora. Vega went for a running attack on Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley with an enziguri from the ground. Rhea hit the Riptide and won the match clean 1-2-3. Probably the weakest match on the card, minus the main event. Afterwards, Zelina Vega got a standing ovation, which was absolutely fucking amazing. Props to Zelina Vega, but nothing memorable ultimately to come out of this match. Who's going to challenge Rhea Ripley now? Now, if we are going to get the trade, if we're going to get the trade, like I hope we are, SmackDown has a decent amount of women. We could do Rhea and Asuka again, although we've seen that. Maybe we do Rhea and Io Sky. Maybe we do Rhea and Io Sky. That's definitely a match I would love to see. If Io's going to stay on SmackDown, Rhea and Bayley as well. Maybe we get a Rhea Ripley and an Isla Dawn or an Alba Fire since they're on SmackDown. We can very well see that. But, you know, I do believe that at the end of the day, Io Sky, if she's going to remain on SmackDown and Rhea's going to be traded over to SmackDown, I would absolutely position Io Sky as the next SmackDown Women's Championship, plain and simple, because after the performance that she gave last night at Backlash, there is nobody more deserving than Io Sky of being the next SmackDown Women's Champion. She is the perfect candidate to stand up to Rhea Ripley. And I remember them having a banger of a match on NXT television, might I add you. They had a fucking banger on NXT television. Never mind a takeover. They had a takeover-worthy match on NXT television. So if you want to do that, by all means, that's what I'm looking forward to.
You wouldn't do Shotzi?
I don't know, man. Shotzi's really not the same performer. I don't know what happened, but she's really regressed. She's like the Iconics. She's significantly regressed in the ring, and it's quite sad to see. If I'm going to be quite honest, it really is quite sad to see. But regardless, Rhea Ripley retains. Right outcome, rightfully so. And Zelina Vega, amazing reception for her. That was actually better than the match, if I'm going to be quite honest with you. That was better than the actual match.
Right.
The show stealer. Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny. San Juan street fight. Let me tell you something. If you were to tell me that this was your favorite match of the year, if you were to tell me that this was your personal match of the year, I would not argue your point whatsoever.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
This match had everything. This match had everything that you could fucking want. And if anything, if we were going to get what we got with Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar in the main event, then you know what? This should have been the main event of the show. There was no world title on the line. This could have easily main evented the show if you wanted to.
Right.
Now, they didn't do it. And the other two matches, they had a very tough time following. Not to say that the other two matches were bad, but at the end of the day, this match easily
outshined
show. Easily. But, listen, I understand there's a lot of people, and I'm one of them too. I complained about this match, not because of the whole celebrity being involved in taking up a spot from someone. I complained about this match specifically because you left out the Judgment Day and the LWO. I would have done a six-man tag. But at the end of the day, with the match that we got, I mean, holy shit.
It wasn't needed.
It was very difficult for me to shit on. I can't. This match had everything. It had the story, crowd, the in-ring work, the surprises. It had everything. And if anything, the crowd actually made this match even better than it was. The crowd actually enhanced every single one of these matches.
Correct.
Unbelievable fucking match. What were your thoughts on this match?
I mean, what else can I say? What adjectives or words can I say for this? This match was a banger. The match was great. The match was fantastic. Bad Bunny really brought it. And let me tell you something. This man, just like Logan Paul, these people respect WWE. They go in there and they do that. They don't do no buffoonery. They don't do anything of that nature. These people go in there and work their ass off in a match. It may not be all the time, may not be part time, it may not be full time or whatever, but these people go in there on special occasions and they go in there and they work their ass off. Mm. I thought that this match was fantastic. I loved it. Bad Bunny knew exactly what he was. I mean, the man did a Canadian destroyer. The man was splashing from the top rope. The man went there and did things that I wouldn't even thought he would knew how to do. The match had history. The match had chemistry. The match had heat. The match had everything. This match had everything. It had all the soup elements in it. It had the meat, the potatoes, the bones, the broth, the everything. And I loved every minute of it. And I wanted more. I wanted more because this match was fantastic. Damian Priest sold everything that Bad Bunny threw at him, and he sold it well. Even Bad Bunny sold all the bumps too. He sold every nuance of the match. Loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it, loved it,
One
loved it.
thing I want to bring to attention.
Yes,
If Damian Priest proved anything, Damian Priest proved that he should absolutely be a world champion at least once.
oh
Before
yes,
he hangs
oh
up.
yes,
This
absolutely.
performance, if WWE does not have plans to push Damian Priest as a top act, just like what I said about Seth Rollins and him not winning the world title, I am fucking firing everybody. Damian Priest must. You have to. He should easily, if you want to, you can give him a great showcase in this world championship tournament if you want to. Damian
Yes,
Priest is a fucking stud. He is a
yes,
stud. He's a fucking superstar right down to
yes,
the very last letter.
yes. Agreed.
If anything,
Hands down, agreed.
I wouldn't even mind if Damian Priest is the man to beat Gunther. I wouldn't
I
even mind if Priest is the man to
I
beat Gunther.
would not have no issues with that whatsoever. I don't have any issues with that. I have zero issues with that. And let me tell you something. I mean, this was great. I love the part where Bad Bunny came down with the shopping cart full of toys. And I'm not talking about Hasbro toys, ladies. I'm talking about a kendo stick. I'm talking about chairs. I'm talking about everything. This man brought it. And he brought it. And let me tell you something. Again, like I said before, props to Bad Bunny. He took the match seriously. He honed on his craft. He did it. He did his thing. He studied Damian Priest. He neutralized Damian Priest in the match. This match was fantastic. There's just no other words I can. This match was great. Mm.
Excellent, excellent stuff. So Bad Bunny came out, and the crowd was literally singing his song to the ring. Absolutely fucking fantastic. So he brought out a shopping cart full of weapons. Crowd was on fire. They sang his song all the way to the ring, might I add. So Bad Bunny, he got some kendo sticks. Priest took over. Priest hit South of Heaven. Priest pulled Bad Bunny's shoulders off the mat and did not end it there. Bunny recovered. He threw a chair in Priest's face. He then, after he threw the chair in Priest's face, he whipped Damian Priest with the kendo stick, and then he delivered a tornado DDT. Priest was then sent to the floor. Bad Bunny dove off the top with a crossbody onto Priest. Bunny then smashed Priest's head between two trash can lids like fucking cymbals. He then he got more kendo sticks. He lit up Priest, delivered a picture-perfect Falcon Arrow to Damian Priest. Priest then booted a trash can right into Bunny's face. Priest then with a kendo stick, he whipped Bad Bunny with it. The fight spilled out to the crowd. Priest with a broken arrow off of a production crate through two tables. Priest then told the officials who were checking on Bad Bunny, no. I'm not done, so he's not done. He brought Priest back to ringside. He accidentally kicked the post, did Priest. Bunny then with a kendo stick to the injured leg. Bunny took it to Priest, and he bounced his leg right off the post. Bunny with the chair. Priest tried to apologize. Priest booted Bunny in the face. Priest was caught with a low blow before the Judgment Day came out to attack Bad Bunny. Rey Mysterio then came out to try and even the odds. And then all of a sudden, to probably the biggest pop of the night, out of nowhere,
Carlito
Caribbean Cool, who looked like he has been in the gym 24/7, 365, looking like he's ready for another WWE run.
Right.
Carlito came out of nowhere. Delivered a clothesline to Damian Priest and Balor and Dom. Backstabber to Finn. He bit an apple, the ever so infamous apple. 619 by Rey on his son Dominic. Spit of the apple into Dominic's face. Judgment Day, they retreated. All of a sudden, another crazy fucking surprise. Savio Vega leading the LWO, swarmed the Judgment Day. Savio Vega chopped out Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio. Back in the ring, Priest was caught in a figure four. Priest was able to fight out of it. Priest went headfirst into a chair propped up into the corner. And then out of nowhere, Bad Bunny with a sliced bread. Priest kicked out. Bunny with a chair to Priest over and over and over again. And then Bad Bunny delivered a Bunny Destroyer, or the Puerto Rican Destroyer, whatever you want to call it. And he pinned Damian Priest for the win. Absolutely incredible. Damian Priest and his stock, his superstardom, has rose tenfold. And if that man is not at least an IC champion, hell, make him a world fucking champion. They need to capitalize on what Damian Priest has. He's no spring chicken, but if he's still putting on matches like this at 40 years old, I'm telling you, Damian Priest is easily a guy that they should be investing in long term. Damian Priest, he hasn't really gotten too much of a showcase in the Judgment Day. Damian Priest has always looked kind of like the weakest member of the Judgment Day. It's Rhea's up there. Balor was in a feud with Edge. Dominic Mysterio is the heat fucking magnet. This was probably Damian Priest's first time that I felt as though he has genuinely broken out and started to build his own stock for himself. So if they do not capitalize on what Priest has, I'm telling you, everyone in that company needs to be fucking fired. Damian Priest is a fucking stud if I've ever fucking seen one. Earl, floor's yours.
I mean, again, thank you very much, TJ. Like I said before, I'll say it again. The match was fantastic. The match was great, and like DJ Storm just said brilliantly, if you don't have Damian Priest in a championship conversation, I don't know what you're doing. You obviously don't look at the forest from the trees, because this guy is great. He sold the match well. He sold every bit. You know what the best part about this match was? I love the way Bad Bunny put Priest in a figure four leg lock. That was absolutely impressive. That was impressive. And he was screaming in pain. He looked like he wanted to tap. He didn't tap. He looked like he wanted to tap. He was on the verge of tapping. But again, like I said before, Priest made Bad Bunny shine in this match, and I cannot give props to Priest and Bad Bunny. They really and truly brought this show to a crescendo. They brought this match to a crescendo. I was impressed. I was very happy with what was produced. I was generally happy with this. This was absolute. Like I said in the beginning, this match had heat, it had history, it had chemistry, it had everything, all rolled into one. And this was fantastic. This was great. I love the little nuances in the match. I love the moves in the match. I love the way Damian Priest sold everything. I love the way Bad Bunny did his performance. Like I said before, Bad Bunny and Logan Paul, they respect WWE and they love going in that ring and they love performing in front of the audience. They know they work their ass off to make sure that they don't look terrible on camera, and they look fantastic. They both look fantastic on camera. And Bad Bunny, again, like I said, match was great. I loved it. I applaud it. I gave it an A across the board.
Excellent stuff by both men. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Damian Priest does in the future, because Damian Priest, man, he is easily one of the most underrated talents that WWE has right now. And if anything, I'm actually with a lot of people when they say that this match should have main evented. I would have
It
absolutely.
should.
Yeah,
I would agree with it. I would agree with that. I wouldn't have no issues with it either. I would have no issues to close the show with that. I wouldn't have no problems with it whatsoever.
So after that, we go into 6-man tag, which probably had the biggest amount of story going into it. Matt Riddle, I almost said Damian Priest. Matt Riddle, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens versus the Bloodline. This was a very good match. Now, it had a hard time following Bad Bunny and Damian Priest, but it was a very good wrestling match nonetheless. And I can't really say something bad about what these 6 men did in the ring. I will mention the story. There was story in this match. There was plenty of story in this match. And there's story coming out of this match too. However, I honestly do believe that a lot of people have become sick of the story, and they're just waiting for the next step. They're waiting for something big to happen. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that ever since Cody Rhodes lost at WrestleMania, people have just been so turned off to this Bloodline storyline. People have been souring on the entire Bloodline angle, and they're just ready for something new. So I don't want to say it was terrible, because it's not, but I'm actually starting to feel that a little bit more as well, especially after what happened with Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar and the reception that Cody's been getting and the way that match was laid out. It really does feel as though, and now more so than ever, everything that I complained about with Cody Rhodes, it was validated. Cody Rhodes should have easily won at WrestleMania, and they didn't pull the trigger. But as far as this match goes, we'll talk about Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar after. So this match, very good wrestling match. They were put in a tough spot, but they gave us a decent 6-man tag regardless. So the babyfaces were in control early. Solo tagged himself in. Little tension brewing between him and his brother Jay. Jimmy's just trying to play peacekeeper. Sammy was isolated. Crowd was chanting, "We want Owens." Owens was heavily over in Puerto Rico. Jay pulled Owens off the apron and sent him into the steps. Solo came in. Sammy with a tornado DDT to Solo. Tagged the Riddle. He lit up the Usos. Final flash, knee on Jay. Exploded to Jimmy. Exploded to Jay. Double Broton. PK to Solo and a springboard floating bro onto the Bloodline. Jimmy with a super kick for a 2. Riddle with a belly-to-belly to Jimmy off the top for a 2. Riddle then tagged Owens. Owens with a swanton bomb. Jimmy kicked out. Super kick by Owens. Jimmy accidentally super kicked Jay, so there's a little bit of tension brewing there. A little miscommunication. Pop-up powerbomb by Owens. Jay kicked out. Swanton bomb. Knees were up. Owens and Jay then traded strikes. We had a super kick by Jay, super kick by Owens. Big lariat. Both men are down. Tag to Zayn. Tag to Jimmy. Blue Thunder Bomb. Beautifully done. Jimmy kicked out. Double super kick. Sammy kicked out. Jay then trash talked Sammy before Solo tagged in. Jay was not very pleased. He was not pleased at all. I think Jay then tagged himself back in, and we had a haluva kick to Solo. Because of the miscommunication, Sammy took advantage with a haluva kick to Solo. Exploded to Jay. Haluva kick to Jay. Solo came in and he saved it. Everybody started taking out everyone. Solo, he then felt someone touch his shoulder. He thought it was Sammy, and it was Jay. He turned around, grabbed Jay by the throat, and was getting ready to spike him. Then he realized it was Jay. He let go. Jay was not too pleased. He was saying, "What the hell are you doing? I'm your brother over here." All of a sudden, Solo was sent to the outside. Zayn rolled up Jay for a close two. Tagged a Riddle. Jay and Riddle traded some strikes. We had a bro Derek on Jay, but Riddle did not see the blind tag that Solo made. Solo with a Samoan spike, and Solo wins the match for the Bloodline. One thing I will say, and this came as a shock, I didn't think the Bloodline was winning this. But it seems as though they're continuing to build towards the inevitable moment where Solo is going to spike his own brother Jay. It seems as though Jimmy's trying to play peacekeeper, but them winning the match came as a little bit of a shock to me. It really did. I actually thought that Riddle was going to get the win here, and Riddle was finally going to get his vengeance on the Bloodline, but I guess not. It looks as though Solo, he got the win because he is the one being built up, and he is the one that Roman Reigns is looking at right now, and Roman Reigns is pretty much catering to Solo. He's brainwashing Solo, and it seems as though they're telling this story of the Bloodline crumbling and the Usos after Solo inevitably spikes Jay. Jimmy, I believe, is going to join him. Jimmy, I believe, is going to follow suit. And the Bloodline is just going to be Roman, Solo, and Heyman. And the Usos are going to go on a quest to try and free their brother, Solo, of the manipulation of Roman Reigns. That's how I see everything playing out. Although I wouldn't have given him the win. I probably would have given the babyfaces a win to boost the tension. But at the end of the day, the Bloodline got the win, shockingly. And they continue to tease the story of Solo being manipulated by Roman, and we will inevitably get Solo Sikoa delivering that deadly Samoan spike to Jey Uso. Maybe Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso. Who knows? But that was that. Very good match. And we look towards SmackDown, where Roman Reigns is going to return, and hopefully we get the next step of this storyline. But Earl Cole, what are your thoughts on this match?
I'm getting weary of this this bloodline thing. I'm getting weary of it. I'm tired of this storyline. To be honest with you. The match was okay. I agree with you. I was shocked that they won the match. I was shocked that the Bloodline went over in this match. I thought that the other side was going to win the match. But the seeds are being now planted here of dissension. And it is kind of curious to see where this dissension is going to go and how this is going to play out and how this is going to happen. How is this going to happen? I think the next thing that needs to happen here, and I think something big needs to happen here, and I think the big thing is if you're going to have Roman Reigns defend that title at the Night of Champions, I think that this is the time and the place for Roman to drop those belts. And I think it's the time that the Usos get involved in a wrong way. They think they're helping the tribal chief, but they have so much dissension on the outside. Roman goes outside and he's trying to put his family together and all of this stuff. And all of a sudden, they hit Roman, and Roman gets hit with them. And before you know it, we have chaos in the ring. And again, like I said before, you know how Roman always wins his match with shenanigans? Well, the shenanigans this time is going to backfire in his face. And that shenanigans will cost him the match. I want to see something big happen like that. Because this to me is becoming weary. I want to finish the end game here. Where are we going with this bloodline storyline? Where is this going? That's what I want to know. I want to know exactly where this is going, because first you have Sequoia almost spiking the two brothers. Then they were going back and forth with each other in the match. So my question to you is, my question to everyone is here, where are we going with this? Are they going, is all this tension going to cost Roman a title? Is this going to explode on television? Is it going to explode in a pay-per-view? What's going to happen here? What is going to happen here? And that's what I want to know. I want to know, what is the hubbub? What is going to happen here? I want to know what the end game is, because me personally, just like you, DJ, I'm getting weary of this storyline. I want an end to it. I want something to end to it. And I'm tired of seeing Roman win his matches with shenanigans. But if you're going to do shenanigans, do it in a way where it cost him the match, cost him the title. Don't make him retain the title. And end this storyline and finish the road that you started with and end it at some point.
I mean,
Because
dude, if anything, I can't see Roman losing those titles until SummerSlam. The only person that Roman's going to lose the titles to is Cody. And Cody's on Raw. Roman's on SmackDown. The only way that we actually get to there is if Cody wins Money in the Bank. That's the only way that we're going to get. Cody wins Money in the Bank and he cashes in on Roman at SummerSlam. That's when Roman's going to lose the titles to Cody. See, here's what they should have done. Cody, based on everything that happened, should have won at WrestleMania. The whole fucking adversity shit, it's fucking retarded. Cody didn't need any more adversity. The adversity was Roman Reigns. The adversity was his 17-year career. We didn't need adversity being built over the course of 4, 5, 6 more months. Cody had everything in his grasp. It was the perfect match, the perfect story, the perfect setting, the perfect crowd, the perfect energy, vibe, ambiance, everything. The stars were aligned for Cody to win. What should have happened is Roman Reigns should have had all 3 men out there. He should have had Solo, Jimmy, and Jay out there, and Roman should have been trash-talking all of them, because Solo, he was stopped. Solo was stopped from spiking Cody by Roman. He was stopped from spiking Cody. And then Solo lost to Cody Rhodes on the Raw before WrestleMania. So
right.
Roman should have brought that to attention, and that could have been the tension that was building between Roman and Solo. Meanwhile, the Usos, they're already on thin ice with Roman because they lost the titles a day before WrestleMania. So now you got Solo, Jimmy, and Jay. They are all at odds with Roman. What should have happened is Roman Reigns should have had all 3 men in the ring. The ref is down. Cody is down. Roman is trash-talking all of them. He should have turned to Jay. Jay should have walked away. Then he turns to Jimmy. Jimmy should have walked away. Then he turns to Solo. Solo goes to walk away, and Roman goes to stop him. Solo should have spiked Roman Reigns at WrestleMania.
Right.
Cody, Crossroads, Cody should have won the title, and we should be building towards a Bloodline versus Roman Reigns feud. Roman should have run through Jay. He should have fought Jay at Backlash. Then he should fight Jimmy at Money in the Bank. And then you build towards a match with Solo at WrestleMania. Not WrestleMania, SummerSlam, excuse me. You build towards a match with Solo at SummerSlam. That should be the storyline that we are currently on right now. But now we have to wait another 4 more months before that storyline legitimately gets started. Instead, we got to wait for Roman Reigns to lose the championship. We got to wait for the Usos to get kicked out of the bloodline. And now they're trying to fight to free Solo from Roman Reigns' manipulation. See, this is what happens when you do not pull the trigger when the time was right. The time was right at WrestleMania, and now Cody Rhodes is going through all this other bullshit. He's going through all this other bullshit to get to Roman Reigns. He should not win the World Heavyweight title. He should go to Roman. Cody's going through all this other bullshit, and based on what happened, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Cody Rhodes-Brock Lesnar match. I wouldn't be surprised if we see another Cody Rhodes-Brock Lesnar match. The storyline with the Bloodline, I cannot tell you how many tweets I saw scrolling through my Twitter timeline You know, I've lost interest in this Bloodline storyline after Cody Rhodes lost at WrestleMania. How many fans did WWE lose at WrestleMania that came back because Cody Rhodes was in a position to become the world champion? I really don't think WWE knows how big they really fucked up. But they fucked up. And this Bloodline story, you know, some big's got to happen. The Usos just, they got to get kicked out. And we need to see the next chapter of this storyline unfolding. And we need to see it unfold ASAP.
I agree. I mean, I agree with the assessment. There's nothing I can say anymore. There really isn't nothing I could say anymore about this. But here's the thing. You know, I said this before on my show many times over. Vince McMahon does not respect Cody Rhodes.
No.
He doesn't respect him. And he cooked up this thing at WrestleMania to make sure that Cody lose to Roman. He made sure of it. He made sure of it, and that's why he made shenanigans, and that's why he lost the title. That's why he didn't win the title. Then we fast forward to Monday Night Raw. Again, he embarrasses Cody by sticking Brock Lesnar on him. He made Cody look like a chump. He rode. I know this was Vince McMahon booking. He made sure that those promos that Cody did on building up to WrestleMania made him look like a stepchild to Roman Reigns. And in my heart of hearts, part of me feels that as long as Vince McMahon is in the picture of booking, I don't think Cody Rhodes is going to beat Roman. I don't think so. I just don't see it. I just have a gut feeling that is just what's going to happen here. I can't seem to shake that feeling.
I don't know. I really don't know. Because the thing is that if you don't respect someone, if you don't like someone, you're going to do everything in your power to make sure that their life is a living hell. And he keeps putting obstacles in front of Cody. First, he traded him to Raw. Then he's doing this to Cody. He's doing that to Cody. So the evidence is there. The evidence is there. And my whole thing is that I think as long as he's in the picture, he's just not going to get those titles. I just don't see it. I don't know, man. I'm really getting tired of repeating myself when it comes to, you know, the whole Bloodline Cody Rhodes scenario. Cody Rhodes clearly should have won the world championship, and at the end of it all, this entire extra build towards another match with Roman and this excess material trying to tell the dissension of the Bloodline, it's honestly unnecessary. I'm not saying it's going to be terrible, but it's honestly unnecessary. It didn't need to happen. We should already be in the midst of Roman Reigns and the Bloodline feuding themselves. I don't know. I really don't know, but it wasn't a bad match. But
no, it wasn't.
At the end of it all, I really believe that people are just tired of the delaying. They're pretty much delaying the inevitable. They're delaying the inevitable, and people just want to get it over with. We waited a year with the whole Bloodline scenario. We waited a year for the fall of the Bloodline with the Sami Zayn KO storyline, and then they added Cody Rhodes. It was time to pull the trigger at WrestleMania. They didn't do it, and I think people are really growing tired of the Bloodline. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, he was in the main event. He fought Brock Lesnar, and this match was going fine, and then it just ended. This match was going fine, and then it just ended. I was actually genuinely intrigued to see what Cody Rhodes and Brock Lesnar were going to do. And the way that they ended it, quite frankly, it just soured on everything, and it took away from what was shaping up to be a fairly decent match. So
and ruined the ambiance of it. I'm sorry to cut you off, DJ. It just ruined the ambiance. It just ruined the ambiance of the whole thing. It really did.
I don't know. I really don't know, but so we had Cody Rhodes attacking Brock Lesnar before the bell even rang. So right out of the gate, he used the head of the announce table, and then he hit Brock in the head with the steel steps 3 times. Cody then beat Lesnar with a steel chair across the back before the bell rang. Cody went right after Brock. He hit a disaster kick and then a second one. He went for a Cody cutter, but Brock delivered a release German suplex. Cody then went up to the top. He went for a crossbody. Lesnar caught him and delivered a nice fall away slam. So I'm looking at this and I'm going, okay, they're actually giving us a match. Lesnar's not just going in there and doing 60 F5s. So I'm thinking, okay, let's see what else they do. So Cody was then on the receiving end of 3 more German suplexes. And then Brock Lesnar started to deliver snap suplexes. Not German suplexes, snap suplexes. Cody then ripped the turnbuckle pad off of one of the turnbuckles in the far left corner, and Lesnar's head went headfirst into the exposed steel, and it was busted open quite a bit. He was bleeding like a stuck pig. Cody then, with an RKO, not a typical Cody cutter, just a regular RKO. Cody then with a disaster kick, and then he punched at the open wound of Brock Lesnar. Punched at Brock Lesnar's head. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then he delivered a legit Cody cutter. Brock Lesnar sold it very nicely. Cody Rhodes delivered not 1, but 2 crossroads. Lesnar kicked out. Lesnar continued to bleed. Brock Lesnar picked Cody up into an F5. Cody Rhodes kicked out. Cody Rhodes went for another crossroads. Brock Lesnar locked in the Kimura lock, and Cody Rhodes, instead of getting to the ropes, he pressed Lesnar forward and pressed all of his body weight on Lesnar's shoulders to pin Lesnar 1, 2, 3, and then he rolled out of the ring and he ran up the ramp to the outside as Lesnar was sitting in the ring with this disappointed look on his face, trying to wipe the blood off of his forehead with a towel. So throughout the match, I'm thinking to myself, all right, they're doing okay. They're giving us a match. They're telling a story. And then all of a sudden, it just fucking ended. And people are saying, oh yeah, they called it audible because Lesnar got cut. You realize who the fuck this is? This is Brock Lesnar we're talking about. Brock Lesnar, I'm not sure if you're unaware, Brock Lesnar is the closest thing to the fucking Terminator that we have. He's the fucking Incredible Hulk incarnated. He can handle being busted open. Matter of fact, the blood was actually making this match a little bit better. The visual of the blood was actually making it feel more like a fight. And then they just fucking ended it. Why? Because Lesnar got a cut? All you needed to do was fucking wipe the cut clean with a towel. All you need to do was fucking wipe the cut clean with a towel. They wiped the cut clean with a towel, and then the bleeding slowed down a little bit. All you need to do is just keep Lesnar clean. Lesnar can fight. If Lesnar was in a fight and he got a broken fucking leg, he'll fucking hobble on one leg, fight you with the other leg. Lesnar is a fucking superhuman. Why exactly are we cutting a match short and calling it audible, cutting it short because of Lesnar fucking bleeding? You had 2 men who were actually doing fairly decent, and then this ending comes about and it takes away from everything. Everything that Cody and Lesnar did. Went less than 10 minutes, and it was a complete letdown. And then I got fucking retards on social media saying, oh, so the 2 biggest stars shouldn't be in the main event? First of all, motherfucker, there is no world title on this show. And unless the world title is on the show, the main event of the show should be a match that has the best story, the best in-ring action, and the best possible overall production. When you look at Backlash, did Lesnar and Cody have a good build? No. Cody Rhodes didn't even get an explanation as to why Brock Lesnar attacked him. Not one. They still haven't explained it. And now, after this ending, we're probably looking down the barrel towards a rematch at fucking Night of Champions. Because you think that Lesnar is going to fucking beat? Lesnar's going to fucking beat around the bush and just let that be it? Lesnar's not going to be in Saudi Arabia? Of course he's going to be in Saudi Arabia. It's Brock Lesnar. Then, on top of that, did they have the best overall production? No. It went less than 10 minutes. It was horrible. It had a horribly produced ending, and it left fans with a sour taste inside their mouths. Or at least the majority of the fans. Bad Bunny and Damian Priest had the most energy. They had the best overall story, and they had the best overall vibe and ambiance. And the surprises just made the match even better. And then I got fucking people telling me, oh yeah, you have their biggest attraction in Brock Lesnar and their biggest babyface in Cody Rhodes. First of all, Brock Lesnar is not an attraction anymore. Brock Lesnar is a draw that doesn't draw. Brock Lesnar is on a Monday Night Raw, and Monday Night Raw, 9 times out of 10, still can't even break 2 million viewers. The only 2 million viewer rating that they had this year with Brock Lesnar on it was the Raw after WrestleMania. No shit, it's the Raw after WrestleMania. Of course it's going to have a big fucking rating. That's just the way shit works. Lesnar was on Raw for the last couple of weeks following WrestleMania. Did they peak 2 million? Of course they didn't. So how you gonna fucking say that Lesnar's a fucking draw when they can't even peak 2 million? If Lesnar was a draw, they should be getting 3 million on the show that Lesnar's on easily. That is a draw. That's a draw. Lesnar's a draw that doesn't draw. Then you want to talk about, oh, it made a lot of money. It was a sellout in Puerto Rico. Listen to me, you fucking retards. Backlash was already sold out. Backlash was already sold out before they even announced a single fucking match.
Yeah, months ago.
Tell me you cannot be this fucking dumb. Tell me you cannot. I think I'm going to respond to one of these motherfuckers. I think I'm going to respond to one of these fucking ignorant motherfuckers after the show's over. This show was already sold out without a single match even announced. Number one. Number two, you want to talk about peacock clicks and all that? Motherfucker, no one gives a fuck about Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. They never gave us a reason to give a shit about Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. Peacock was going to get millions of clicks and millions of viewers watching Backlash because Bad Bunny was wrestling in Puerto Rico, in his home country. That is why Peacock viewers were going to tune in, because Bad Bunny is the most streamed artist in the world right now. I don't know why. Quite frankly, I think that his music sucks dick, but at the end of the day, he's the most streamed artist in the world right now, so good on him, I guess. I prefer Bad Bunny as a wrestler rather than a singer. I don't like Spanish music. If you wanna win my heart with music, give me some Skillet. Give me Psycho in My Head Skillet. Give me fucking Rev Theory. Give me AC/DC and Motley Crue. Give me that shit.
Sammy Hagar.
Maybe. I have to listen to him a little bit more. Give me, who else? Give me fucking Quiet Riot. Come on, Feel the Noise. I'll listen to that shit all day, every day. But Bad Bunny, I think his music absolutely sucks donkey balls. But at the end of the day, he's a very good wrestler, and he's the most streamed artist in the world. That is why people were going to tune into Backlash. They couldn't give a shit about Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. See, these are the types of people that are the bane of wrestling's existence, because they are just so fucking idiotic that they make everyone else around them dumber. And based on what we saw here, we're going to get another match. God help us all if they give us another match that ends like this. And the final thing I want to say before I hand it over to you, Earl, and then we'll get out of here. Why exactly can a Brock Lesnar match, it's a rarity, 99 times out of 100, a Brock Lesnar match never goes off without a hitch. There's always something with a Brock Lesnar match, whether it be a DQ, shitty finish, the fact that it's nothing more than a fucking finisher fest, as if we're playing WWE 2K23 online and we got to hit finisher. there's always something that leaves a sour taste in everyone's mouth when it comes to a Brock Lesnar match. And Brock Lesnar's run ever since he came back 2 years ago at SummerSlam
has been horrendous.
It's been horrendous. Outside of that last man standing match with Roman Reigns at SummerSlam last year, Brock Lesnar's run ever since he came back has been a complete waste of time. Probably the worst Brock Lesnar run that we've had. Unfucking believable. And not
because he's lazy.
He is lazy. Brock Lesnar is a lazy piece of shit. Earl, let me hear you.
The match was. Ugh, I don't know what to say about this match.
It was going fine, and then
it was going fine. It was going fine. Everything, again, like I said in the beginning of this stream, ladies and gentlemen. I said this in the beginning of the stream. The WWE just don't know what a good thing is. They don't know what a good thing is. They always ruin a good thing. They always ruin it with either a shenanigan, a BS finish, a BS ending, or this and that. They don't know how to do things correctly. You don't need to call an audible for Brock Lesnar. He is a UFC fighter.
I think I might, Sarah. I think I just might. I'll probably do. I'll do music reviews.
Right.
I should make that into a T-shirt. Don't watch this match. It sucks donkey balls. There you
right.
go. Anyway, continue, Earl.
It just behooves me to know that this is the way the WWE does things, and I don't like it anymore because listen, the match was going great. The match was fine. It was going fine. I wanted to see more. I wanted to see what these two can produce. But when he was busted open, and they did the stupid finish as the WWE did, they ruined it. They ruined it. They pissed all over this match. They pissed on it. And I just want to just reach into the proverbial screen and just choke the snot out of Vince McMahon. I just want to just choke, because I know that he wrote this booking. I know he wrote this ending, and I know this is what he does. And to me, it made no sense. The match was fine. It was going good, like you said, DJ Storm. And then all of a sudden, every time Brock Lesnar has a match, something snafu happens. Look what happened with him and Lashley. His shoulders wasn't even down, and the referee continued. I mean, this again, like I said before, I'll say it again. They always ruin the match with dumb booking decisions. Always. Like I said, the match was okay. It was great, but then you ruined it with that whack ending. And the ending was whack. The ending was whack. It was whack. I mean, you made him just roll on top of him, 1, 2, 3, and that was it. The match over, and then he walks away, and then we fade to black.
Yeah,
that's it.
What a riveting way to end a pay-per-view.
Yeah. But I scratched my head last night when I saw this match. I was like, ladies and gentlemen, I have this hashtag. Ladies and gentlemen, that I put away in the closet, and I retired it because I don't use it anymore. But once in a while, I do come out with it. And I think everybody should use it. Really, in all your telecasts, you should use it. What are you doing, WWE? What are you doing?
What? Gave us a nice little phrase right there. WWE. What a whack ending.
Yeah, what a whack. Yeah, the ending was. But what are you doing? What are you doing? I don't think they know what they're doing anymore.
I don't know what they're
WWE, what are you doing?
Back in charge with his fucking Freddie Mercury looking mustache, looking like he's ready to sing fucking Bohemian Rhapsody.
You know what Vince McMahon looks like?
You think you can stop me and spit in my eyes? Oh. I can see it right now, dude.
Vince McMahon looks like that mustache looks like he's gonna come into the room in a trench coat naked, and he's gonna open it up and he's gonna say, "I'm gonna show you a good time." That's what it looks like to me. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I digress. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the match was whack. The match was whack. It was whack. I'm sorry. I didn't mean for that visual aid, ladies and gentlemen, but I had to go there. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, the match was whack.
Anyway. A very, very disappointing ending to what otherwise was a great pay-per-view. And for the third year in a row, Backlash ended up giving us something of substance after having a shit build throughout the entire 5 weeks that we had towards Backlash. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that wraps up this edition of The Rewind. I would like to thank each and every single one of you who tuned into this video. Thank you, Mr. Earl Cole, for coming on board and talking wrestling with me. I had a very, very fun time, and I hope to have you on again very, very soon. If you guys don't already know, please make sure to check out Wrestling Experience with Earl Cole and myself this Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It's going to be a fun time. Until then, Earl Cole, what you got left for us before we get out of here?
Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank DJ Storms again for bringing me on his channel today. I greatly appreciate it. I respect this man. I respect his brand. I respect everything that he brings to the table. Again, like I said before, I'll say it again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to return to cyberspace tomorrow night for the Raw watch along. I hope you all will watch that. And then, of course, like DJ Storm says, I will return with the wrestling experience this Thursday. DJ Storm is coming on the island, and he's going to land on the mothership. And thank you, Hula Grim, for that kind words. Thank you. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, again, I will appear on this channel again in the near future. You'll just never know when DJ Storms will call on me and says, "Earl, get in this ring and get in here." And I always answer the bell. And I had a great time today. I had great fun with the analytics. I had fun doing the show. And of course, I want to thank all of DJ Storm's viewers. I want to thank you all for tuning into the streams and everything. We greatly appreciate it. Please continue to support DJ Storm, support myself, and of course, subscribe to all our channels. We greatly appreciate it. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, the next time, like I said, you'll see me again in cyberspace will be tomorrow night for the Raw watch along. And remember, at the end of May, we are doing 2 streams, ladies and gentlemen. We're doing the Night of Champions, and we're doing Double or Nothing as well. So that's all coming up in the Cook Pod here at the Hardcore Sports Network, and we hope that you'll tune in for that. But DJ Storms, again, I thank you so much for allowing me to come on your show today, and I had a lot of fun with you, my friend, and I'll see you on Thursday night.
Damn right, man. Damn right. You already know the drill with me. Like, comment, subscribe, check out all those links in the description. Till next time, I'm DJ Storms. He's Earl Cole. This has been The Rewind. But before we get out of here, a very important question that everybody wants to answer, but specifically Earl Cole's going to tell you. Earl, who runs the IWC?
George Washington.
He's been dead for 200 years.
DJ Storms, ladies and gentlemen.
Right,
yeah.
baby. Who? But DJ motherfucking Storms. And don't you forget it.
Cause we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want retribution. Oh yeah, we want